I'm Adam Anchel for Pro Football Weekly with a look at the most instinctive players in this year's draft, presented by Verizon Fios. I'm joined by our draft expert, Nolan Nawrocki. Nolan, we get so caught up in the measurables, who's the tallest, the strongest, the fastest. There's something to be said for the guys that really have the best football-playing instincts. Who are some of those?
Well, on the line, you got offensive guard CLINT BOLING from Georgia. He's a guy that can play a number of positions, play guard or tackle. He's very versatile, responds very well to pressure situations, sees the blitz coming. He's a guy that really stands out for his mental aptitude. BEAL from Oklahoma is another one, a defensive end. You know, he ran 5'1", 5'16" at the combine, but he plays 4'7", 5". You know, he's got great instincts, very savvy, sees the run coming, and you know, he's very good locating the football. I think his instincts are what will make him at the NFL level.
Obviously along the line, especially the offensive line, that can really be helpful. What about in the secondary? You got a couple guys for us there too?
Yeah, Temple safety Jaquan Jarrett really stands out. You know, it's his instincts coming up, supporting the run. You know, he's very quick to diagnose and see the runner pass, and I think it's his instincts that will make him in the NFL as well. Brandon Harris, the Miami corner, a lot of concerns about his lack of size. You know, he measured under 5'10" at the combine, and teams have been concerned for that reason, but you put on the tape, it really shows the instincts, you know, the ability to play the ball. He's a coach's son, and I think he's very solid. And it will be a solid NFL starter.
Also loves the game. You want those guys that are just football guys. What about one guy on offense?
RANDALL from Kentucky is the guy that really stands out. You know, he's a very savvy slot receiver. I think he's dynamite in the return game. You know, he's just a guy that really gets it. You can see it on tape. He's very confident in himself and very instinctive.
Have you seen some of these guys in years past that maybe don't have the measurables, but these instinctive players that really succeed in the league?
I think it's one of the #1 traits that you ought to be looking for. It's absolutely critical. You know, the guys that tend to succeed are the guys that have the best football playing instincts.
Obviously, you need a little of both to succeed. These guys have it. That's a look at the most instinctive players in this year's draft. For the best draft coverage around, be sure to follow us on Twitter or go to ProFootballWeekly.com.